In the previous session, we have already seen the operations performed on independent variable, that is time scaling. Okay, some we have seen the equation and some of the examples how to do perform time scaling in continuous time and discrete time. We have seen one examples. Let us take few more examples on time, how time scaling is performed. Okay, this is the first example. If you observe, given x of t, it is having the range. Don't consider this. Okay, don't consider this 3. Okay, that is the next operation. The range is between -1 and +1, and the amplitude is 1. There is a increasing ramp and there is a decreasing ramp signal. So this is given x of t. We need to find x of 3 into t. So the factor a is given as 3. So the factor a is 3. So the first condition applies where a is greater than 1. So hence the signal will be the compressed version of the original signal. So in order to get the compression, we know that we need to go for division. Okay. In order to divide, what factor should be used? The value of a is 3. So the factor should be used is 3. So what you do, whatever time is there at the horizontal, that should be divided by 3. Here also it is 0 by 3 and then it is 1 by 3. What is the new time range? -1 by 3, which comes to around minus 0.33, and it is plus 1 by 3, that is 0.33, and 0 is kept as it is. This is the new time range. If you observe, -1 to +1 is now compressed to 0.33 to 0.33, minus to plus. Remember, whenever you are doing this, we are mainly operating on horizontal axis. First of all, we are not touching the vertical axis. Whatever amplitude value is there, that amplitude value we will be marking the same. Okay. Now let us proceed. If you observe between these two units, okay, between -1 to 0, there is a increasing ramp and it is reaching from 0 to 1. That's why here also the new value of time is 0.33, minus 0.33. You put a increasing ramp, and between point amplitude is changing from 0 to 1, and this ramp is now from minus 0.33 to 0. Between this time range, this ramp exists. Similarly, coming to the right hand side, the time range is between 0 to 1. 0 to 1, there is a decreasing ramp. Now the new time is between 0 to 0.33. The decreasing ramp will be marked in this way. So if you observe, this original signal get compressed here. Okay. However, the amplitude remains the same. One more important thing to remember here is, whenever you are drawing these signals, make sure that they are aligned and the measurements are correct. For example, if you observe, this is your -1 point. Okay, if you take this is 0 and -1, here in between somewhere I'll get 0.5, less than 0.5 will be 0.33. So please have the correct measurements. Okay, don't draw like this below, this is 0.33. No, it is not at all comparable. If you see here, the length is very less, the unit, but here you are showing 0.33 bigger. Don't do that. Okay, have measurable values. Please try to put, you can use the scale if you really want to have practice. Please make sure that you are having correct measurements, so you can use the scale for this. So this is how we time scale the actual signal x of t by 3 amounts. So here, as the first condition is applied, the signal gets compressed. Now coming to one more example. This is the next example given. If you observe, x of t given here, it is in the range -1 to 3. Okay, don't check this, don't look at these two values. Okay, that is the second step. So the range is between -1 to 3, and if you observe the amplitude values, here there is a decreasing ramp, here there is an increasing ramp, some constant and decreasing ramp again. So a combination of amplitudes are there in this given signal. Let's see how we can perform time scaling here. What is the thing given? We need to perform x of 2 into 2, 2 into t, sorry. So what is the value of A? It is equal to 2. That is greater than 1. Again, the first condition applies. So what is the first condition? Let me recall you. If A is greater than 1, first condition, signal gets compressed. If it was, say, between 0 to 1, the signal would have been expanded. But as the value of A given is 2, we should go for the first condition. In order to find the first condition, what we have to do? We have to go for division method. Then only we'll get the compressed version. So how to divide? Just take the horizontal axis, whatever time values are there, just go on dividing all those time values by this factor 2. Okay, that's what I have written here. 2, 2, 2, 2 and 2. What is the new time range now? The new time range is, earlier it was -1, now it is -0.5. If you see, -1 is here, -0.5 I have marked here, and 0 as it is. Then 1 by 2 it is 0.5. Then 2 by 2 it is 1. Then 3 by 2 it is 1.5. And after this, if the signal would have been there, it was 4 by 2. 4 by 2 means 2. Okay. Now let us see how to take the amplitudes. In order to get the amplitudes, let me erase this. Okay. To get the amplitudes, if you see, between -1 to 0, between this range, there is a decreasing ramp, negative side. New time range is -0.5 to 0, there is a decreasing ramp. Amplitude remains the same. Okay. Then between this time range, between 0 to 1, there is increasing ramp. So new time range is between 0 to 0.5, increasing ramp. Then there is a constant between 1 to 2. The new range is between 0.5 to 1, a constant range. Then between 2 to 3, there is a decreasing ramp. What is the new value? It is 2 by 2 is 1. So between 1 to 1.5, there is a decreasing ramp. So amplitude values are same. Just compare these two figures. The shape of the signal remains the same. See here, the shape remains the same. Amplitude values are not touched. The vertical axis we are not touching. We are only concentrating on horizontal axis. Okay. I hope you have understood both of these problems. With this, let us go to the second operation performed on independent variable time, that is time shifting. What it says, let x of t be a continuous time signal, then the signal y of t, which is given by x of t minus t naught. This is very important in case of time shifting. Okay, it is known as the time shifted version. Again, just like time scaling, we have two conditions here in time shifting as well. Let's see what are those. If this t naught value is greater than 0, greater than 0 means positive values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that, then the signal is shifted to the right side. Here I have marked, you can check it. It is moved to the right side. When we perform time shifting, it has to be moved to the right side. And if t naught is less than 0, that is negative, -1, -2, -3 like that, signal is to be shifted to the left side. Here I have marked it. The signal has to be shifted to the left side. Now let's see with an example how this is performed. For your ease, I have taken this as the first example. Then we will move to this. Given is u of t. You know this u of t. What is u of t? It is an elementary signal. It is one of the elementary signal. We have already studied in the previous sessions. There are some 6 plus 6 actually, continuous and discrete altogether. Those many elementary signals we have studied. In that, unit step signal is one of them. This u of t indicates continuous time unit step signal. And how it looks like? The condition for this is, for t greater than or equal to 0, the amplitude of the signal is equal to 1. That is, on the left side we don't have any signal. Exactly from 0 onwards, the signal value is equal to 1. Amplitude is 1. So this is u of t. We have to find u of t plus 3 and u of t minus 4. Let's see how it is performed. First, let us check this u of t plus 3. And first let us go for t minus 4. Compare this equation. Just let me shift it. Yeah. U of t minus 4, compare it with this. Okay. So you have some value signal t minus, u of t minus. So t naught value is what? It is 4. T naught 4 means the first condition is applied, because t naught 4 value means it is greater than 0. It is a positive value. So if it is a positive value, signal has to be shifted to the right side. We have to shift the signal to the right side. So by how many amounts we have to shift? That is decided by t naught. What is t naught value here? It is 4. So we have to shift the signal by 4 amounts to the right side. Let's see, this is your signal. Okay. What is the starting point of the signal? It is 0. If you want to shift it to the right side by 4 amount, just move 4 points to the right side. We are now at 0, 1, 2, here 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 0 point is now at 4 point. That's why you can check whatever 0, this is straight line, vertical line with this step is at 4. Okay. This is u of t minus 4. 4 amount we are shifting the signal to the right side. Similarly, let us take this u of t plus 3. What will happen? We will see. If you compare this with this is one signal. Then you have t here. See here, there is a negative sign, but you have plus sign here. How you can write this u of t plus 3? U of t plus 3, we can write it like this. T of t minus 3, like this. Now it is of this form, right? A negative sign is there here. So if you compare, what is t naught? T naught is negative minus 3. That is, second condition is applicable. So for the second condition, signal has to be shifted to the left side. Left side by how many amounts? By the magnitude is 3. By 3 amounts, you have to shift the signal to the right side. So this is your original signal u of t. This is your starting point of the signal. So 3 amount we have to shift to the left side. So just go on counting. I'll first mark it. It is easy for you. Now we are here. Mark it. Count 1, 2 and 3. Minus 3. That's why whatever signal we have here, this is the signal. This signal is now at minus 3. We are shifting this complete signal to the left side by how many amounts? By 3 amounts. Don't say minus 3 amounts, okay? 3 amounts. Magnitude is 3, but the negative sign indicates that the minus of minus 3 indicates we have to shift the signal to the left side. Remember this, whenever we have a positive value of t, then shift the signal to the right side. If you have a negative value of t, shift the signal to the left side. So whenever you come across this kind of negative sign and this value, it means right side shift. When you get this positive sign in between, okay, it means the t naught value is a negative term. Hence, shift to the left side. This is, please remember this, it's very important. T greater than 0, right shift. T less than 0, left shift. So if you get any negative sign here, right shift. If you get positive sign, left shift. Remember this. There is one more example given here. It is x of t given. What is the range? It is between minus 1 to 3. This is the signal. If you observe, there is one increasing ramp, one decreasing ramp. This is the shape of the signal. We have to perform x of t minus 1 and x of t plus 2. Two things are there here. One is minus 1, one is plus 2. Just now I have told you, whenever you get a negative term in between, you have to shift the signal to the right side. This indicates t naught is a positive value, plus 1. Okay, this minus of 1 means t naught is greater than 0, a positive value, so shift to the right side. And t plus 2 means it is actually t minus of minus 2. So this t naught is negative value, hence shift to the left side. So if you perform, just think here, the signal starts with minus 1. Okay, if you shift the signal to the right side, because this is t minus 1, right side you have to shift by one amount. So just count it to the right side by one amount. It will be at 0. So same signal, just draw it starting from 0. Okay, this amplitudes should be drawn correctly. Okay, see here, 1, second unit, third unit, 3 units have been utilized. So from 0, use 3 units, 1, 2 and 3 units. Then there is a slope here, ramp, increasing ramp, increasing ramp. Then after 1 unit, between 2 to 3, there is a down ramp, okay, decreasing ramp. So next unit between 3 to 4, a decreasing ramp. Shape of the signal remains the same, only the time has been changed. Time is now shifted to the right side by one amount. Earlier it was at minus 1, the new value is at 0. Similarly, take the next one, x of t plus 2. Plus 2 means we have to shift to the left side. By how many amounts? By 2 amounts. Let's see how to perform. The signal actually, if I take from this side, the signal is at minus 1. Okay, from minus 1 to 3. If I shift this to the left side by 2 amounts, let me count it. Here I have minus 2, minus 3 and minus 4. I am now here presently. So count it. 1, 2. So now we are at minus 3. So whatever signal is there, you start from minus 3. Okay, I will start from minus 3. If I start from minus 3, how many units have been utilized? 1, 2, 3. 3 units have been utilized for this particular ramp. Here also use 3 units. 1, 2, 3. 3 units of time, increasing ramp. After this, 1 unit is utilized for decreasing ramp. So use 1 unit to represent a decreasing ramp. So the shape of the signal in both the cases remains the same. Only the time range has been changed because we have shifted the signal by one amount, we have shifted the signal by 2 amount. This is to the right side, this is to the left side. So I hope you understood these two problems. With this, let us take one more problem, that is for discrete time signal x of n. In the similar manner, earlier it was a t, so t minus t naught. Here it will be for n, small n, the shifted version will be n minus n naught. Again the same conditions, whether it is greater than 0 n naught or less than 0. If it is greater, positive value, right shift, negative value, left shift. So let us see, here I have taken one example, x of n minus 4. Observe how many points are there. It has started from minus 4, it ends at plus 4. Okay, so we have to totally shift this signal to the, how many times? Since it is n minus 4, 4 is a positive value greater than 0. Hence, you have to shift the signal to the right side. You have to shift the signal to the right side by how many amounts? By 4 amounts. So let's see how to perform that. The point starting from to extremely left is minus 4. We are now at minus 4. we have to shift the signal to the right side. By how many amounts? By 4 amounts. So let us start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we are at 0. So at 0, you draw this. So at 0, this negative amplitude. After that, count. There is 1, 2, 3, 3 lines. So I will draw 3 lines. After that, at 0, in the original signal, at 0, you don't have any amplitude. So skip the next point. Then continuously 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus 1 amplitudes are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 1 amplitudes. So the complete signal, if you see, if you observe, if you just compare these two signals, the complete signal has been shifted. Check how many amounts? By 4 amounts to the right side, because it is n minus 4. So I hope you understood these examples for time shifting operation. There is one more work for you. You try to manipulate x of n, I have not used the correct notation, x of n plus 2. Please try to solve this. Take this x of n as it is. You have to perform x of n plus 2. n plus 2 means this n naught is a negative value. Second condition applies. Shifting should be towards the left side. By how many amounts? By 2 amounts. Please try to solve this. We will be continuing regarding the time reversal, the third operation on independent variable in the next session. Okay. I hope you have understood this session. Thank you so much.